instead they're used with the main force of tanks, then they would have done a lot more damage because Bisu did not have as many units. And you see mines being laid in multiple places all over the map. And I think that shuttle is going to be used for zealot bombs at this point. You see Hwasin just really turtling in this point. Really just making sure that he does not attack. He's playing it safe, which is a good move, but it is kind of bad because he had many perfect opportunities to do a lot of damage to Bisu. And Bisu really just carefree. He's not really taking any pressure. But this expansion is going to be found out. And Hwasin does know that expansion is there, so he's probably going to look for that as another target. But what I think is Hwasin just really not even trying to push out. He's just trying to play it safe. One zealot being sent to take care of that vulture, and Forge going up for upgrades. Another thing I noticed about Hwasin last game is that he didn't get upgrades until very, very late, and that's something that really affected his units because he did not have those upgrades. So at this point, you see Hwasin is going to decide to push out. He does have a fairly large force, lots of tanks. They are clumped together, but thank God there's no Templars. And I don't think those bombs will be able to do much because those tanks are clumped up like that. But at this point, no turrets coming up to help that push because it's unbuildable over there. But armory is coming up, so I think Hwasin does know that his upgrades were a bit of a problem last game. He is getting double armory at this point, and expansion going up for Hwasin, and it's not. It was found out, but it's not going to do. It's not going to take much damage with those vultures protecting it. And at this point, Bisu is going to be able to take advantage of having that extra expansion, and I think Hwasin was kind of shocked when he saw that expansion. He probably knew there was another expansion somewhere, but he probably, once he saw that expansion, he was probably like, oh my god, I gotta get my expansion up as well. So you see these vultures can't do much damage because there's a photon cannon there, and that expansion for Hwasin does have to be cancelled as it was assaulted by dragoons. So really nice here by Bisu, preventing that expansion over here. But these vultures coming in, and there's no defense over here except for a couple of zealots and a photon cannon. I think... oh my god, flank! Very perfect flank over there by Bisu, killing off most of those vultures, and those vultures did no damage at all. Absolutely no damage. So, Bisu, really doing a good job over here. This expansion is going to be protected, as it looks like it is going to get a couple of tanks to help the SCV construct that new expansion. And right now I see Bisu has almost, I think, a better advantage now. Because he does have more units, and Goliath's coming out as well. So I'm not sure. I haven't looked at Bisu's base for a long time, but I don't think he's going air tech this fast. But those Goliaths are out, and it's probably a response to those Arbiters last game, and maybe to take out those observers. But just a few Goliaths. I don't think he's going to continue producing those Goliaths. And a couple of leftover Templars. I'm not sure if they are leftover or they were actually used before. But there is a Stargate now, and Hwasin does probably intuitively know that that's coming. Something I noticed is that Bisu was getting his Goliath, so Bisu does know that those Goliaths are coming, but he is still getting his air tech. I'm not sure if he's going to go carriers or if he's going to go arbiters. Last game he went arbiters, and here's the first person view, and there is the carriers coming up. Bisu has a really nice advantage right there. He does see that mine is there because he can't build anything there. But Bisu going for 3 Stargates, and he's going to be able to produce a lot of carriers out of those Stargates. But it's going to be a little bit risky to do these since he does not have his 4th expansion up, so he's going to have to cut a lot from his ground forces. And that's going to be very vital for Hwasin. Hwasin is going to have to take advantage of the lack of ground forces that Bisu will soon have when he's using most of his money on those forces. And here comes a push over here. This expansion looks like it's going to go down, but there's tanks sieged over there, and I'm not sure if Bisu is going to do much damage, but he does destroy that expansion, the expansion building SCV. And what I have to say is Bisu, as I said earlier, is going to have to cut a little bit from his ground forces by doing those carriers. And that's going to be a little bit risky because Hwasin has a sizable ground force at this point. Those tanks caught without those siege mode on again, and this is really surprising here. These Dark Templars doing a lot of damage over here, and these tanks are all fairly damaged, and I can't believe what's going on. Hwasin looks like he's losing all of his units, and oh my god, that was just totally amazing there by Bisu. Bisu had a way smaller force there, but he did so much damage, and he took out more than half of Hwasin's force, while Bisu did lose about the same. That was just kind of very surprising, as he did have a lot less units, and you see that the 3 carriers being produced right now, and this is going to be very risky here for Bisu, because he's not going to be able to produce as many ground units as I said earlier, especially when it's 3 carriers and he only has 3 expansions up. That's going to be very hard to pull off. It really depends on his macro, and you see he's going to try and take out this expansion as well, so Hwasin can't get an advantage. So here comes the expansion right now, and this carrier should be coming out fairly shortly. I think that Bisu is going to have to play this very well. He's getting air upgrades at this point, but the thing that Protoss want to do, oh my god, and here comes some vultures, but they're not going to do much damage anyways. But the thing for Protoss that they need to do, as I was saying, is they want to try and make sure that that the enemy does not find out about those carriers until it's too late, until they don't have Goliath. But at this point, Hwasin is probably already guessing that it's coming, or maybe he scanned it. And that's really going to be hard for Bisu to pull off, because once lots of Goliaths are out, it's going to be fairly hard to use those carriers. I'm not sure if this is a very good map to use carriers. The terrain looks a little bit carrier friendly, but it's still you still can't let the opposing army to get a sizable amount of Goliaths before you get enough carriers. And you see there's a lot of Goliaths now, and I think they have double upgrades at this point. And a couple of Dark Templars coming in here. There's no scan, there's no detection, and if Hwasin does not notice this quick enough, he is going to lose quite a lot of units. Maybe, I don't know, that was just really good there by Hwasin. As soon as the Dark Templar hit his Goliath, he did a scan, which is it shows really nice reactions there for Koreans, and 3 carriers are out now. So I think Hwasin really knows that this is coming. He sees that the ground force is kind of cut. So I think Hwasin does know that his priority at this point is to continue to take that expansion, make sure it doesn't go down. But his main priority is to push out at this point, force those carriers to come out of hiding, force Bisu to use those carriers as soon as possible before they get into a huge amount, where even with a large amount of guys, it's kind of hard. But you see there's already 4 carriers out, 4 or 5 carriers. And I think Hwasin is pushing out at this point, and he has a really, really nice army over here. And it's going to be very hard for Bisu to fend this off because he does not have enough units. He only has a couple of Dragoons, and there's just a huge army here for Hwasin. Hwasin does know his carriers coming. Oh my god, the carriers have revealed themselves. Exactly what Hwasin should have done. And these carriers are going to be attacked by these Goliaths. And really nice here. All the ground forces have gone down, and 1 carrier does go down. Really nice there by Hwasin, using those Goliaths really well. And at this point, this expansion looks like it's going to go down. These tanks aren't even unsieging because they know they can take out that expansion fairly quickly. And at this point, there's no ground forces here for Bisu, and I think this is going to be a GG for Bisu. Bisu only has 4 carriers against all these tanks. He is getting an island expansion though, and against all these tanks and Goliaths, there's only a couple of carriers, but there is a small ground force coming in here, doing a little bit of harassment over there. Gonna take out a couple of units and those SCVs over there. And Hwasin just has too many units at this point. He's gonna be able to push out now because that pylon wall was destroyed, and those SCVs are all gonna go down. There is some reinforcements over there, but there's already quite a large amount of SCVs lost. And at this point, those carriers are not gonna be able to take cover over by retreating because those Goliaths are on the cliff. There's not a large amount of Goliaths now, though, because those carriers did do a very fine job in taking out a lot of Goliaths. These Goliaths are just owning everything, though. There's more carriers, about 5 carriers against a lot of Goliaths, maybe 12 Goliaths, and this expansion is going to go down. So at this point, Hwasin is very ahead at this point. He has so many units, he has so many expansions, and at this point, I think there's only 1 mining expansion for Bisu. And his island expansion is not up yet. These carriers opting to go attack this expansion, and he's gonna try and not protect his expansion. Probably try and counterattack at this point. Force those units to come back, and force those units to. And now that expansion is gonna be destroyed. That expansion is down, and Bisu has his island expansion up now. He's sending his carriers to the other expansion, and he's looking there to take out that other expansion. Actually, taking out that expansion was a really good target because he already pretty much lost